I remember the exact moment she said those words. Not tonight or any night. The finality in her voice sent a chill through me. After 6 years of marriage, I never expected such a definitive statement about our intimacy. That evening had started like any other. Dinner, small talk, then her scrolling through her phone while I watched TV. When I leaned in to kiss her, she pulled away sharply. "Don't," she said without looking up. "You haven't been in the mood for weeks," I said, trying to keep my frustration in check. She finally put her phone down, looked me in the eyes, and delivered the crushing blow. "I'm done with that part of our relationship." I sat there, speechless. No discussion, no explanation, just a unilateral decision. I asked if there was someone else. She laughed. "No, I've just moved past that phase of my life." Somehow that hurt even more. If there had been someone else, at least I could have blamed her. But how do you fight against indifference? Days turned into weeks of polite coexistence. I suggested counseling. "You go if you need therapy," she said, refusing to attend. I did, and the therapist made it clear. I was the only one trying to fix what was already broken. At home, we lived parallel lives. She treated our marriage like a comfortable arrangement, not a partnership. It became obvious I was no longer wanted, only convenient. Then, one evening, I sat in my car outside our house, dreading another night of emptiness. That's when I realized I had a choice. I could keep waiting for something to change, or I could change myself. The next morning, I started my redirection. I woke up early, meditated, exercised, and focused on my career. Instead of rushing home, I joined a gym. I reconnected with old friends, pursued photography, something I had abandoned years ago. Body changed, my confidence grew, and for the first time in months, I felt alive. One night as I was heading out, she asked, "Are you seeing someone else?" "No," I replied. "I'm just redirecting my time and energy into things that fulfill me. Isn't that what you've been doing?" She had no answer. Months passed. My dedication at work paid off with a promotion. My fitness journey led to an amateur competition. My finances, once spent on gestures for her, were now invested in my future. Then, over dinner, she hesitated. "With your promotion, does that mean longer hours?" "Does it matter?" I asked, watching her. "Of course it matters. We hardly see each other." The irony stung. "Funny, I've been living with a stranger since you changed our marriage. Now that I've adapted, it's suddenly a problem?" Silence. That night, I transferred half my bonus into our joint account and invested the rest in my future. For the first time since her declaration, I was no longer waiting for her to change. I was too busy becoming someone better. I remember the exact moment she said it. Not tonight or any night. The finality in her voice was chilling. After 6 years of marriage, I never expected intimacy to be taken off the table completely. At first, I tried to understand, to adapt. I suggested counseling, but she refused. We became polite roommates, coexisting rather than connecting. I felt invisible, unwanted. Then one night, I sat in my car outside our house, dreading another evening of emptiness. That's when I decided I could either keep waiting for her to change or change myself. I redirected. Mornings started with meditation and workouts. I threw myself into my career, rediscovered my passion for photography, and reconnected with friends. My body changed, my confidence grew, and for the first time in months, I felt alive. At a fitness competition, I placed third, validation of how far I'd come. A gallery invited me to display my photography, and at the opening, my wife unexpectedly appeared. "These are really good," she admitted, seeming surprised by my evolution. When a gallery owner praised my work, she looked more confused than proud. At home, she grew more curious about my life, asking about my day, preparing meals, small gestures that hadn't existed in months. But something had shifted. I no longer craved her attention. I had found fulfillment elsewhere. Then came Sarah, a new colleague at work, intelligent, kind, and genuinely interested in me. Our conversations were effortless. One night, as she admired my photography, her shoulder brushed mine, a casual touch that sent a jolt through me, a reminder of how long it had been since I felt desired. I pulled away, not ready for that complication, but the realization was clear. I deserved to be seen and valued. My wife noticed. "You look happier in those photos than you do at home," she said one evening. The truth hung between us. Our marriage had become a shell of what it once was. Finally, we talked. She admitted she thought we could strip away intimacy, but keep everything else intact. I told her that wasn't a marriage, it was an arrangement. We decided on a trial separation. I moved into my own place, and for the first time, I built a life that was truly mine. 2 weeks later, she asked to meet for coffee. "Watching you change made me realize how much I've stagnated," she confessed. "I was jealous, not of Sarah, but of your transformation." She started therapy. I continued my journey. Whether we would find our way back to each other remained uncertain. But for the first time in a long time, I was at peace, not waiting for someone else to value me, but knowing my own worth. No matter what came next, I was ready.